Hello, I'm Noel Cronin. I'd like you to stand and deliver just a few minutes of your time as I take you through some of the highlights of next fortnight on Talking Pictures TV. And yes, there'll be some highway robbery. But first, we mark the return of one of the most loved television series of the early 1970s, A Family at War. We find ourselves right in the heart of family life at a terrifying time for Britain. Love, loss, drama and intrigue, they're all beautifully portrayed here. The series provided early roles for some of our favourite actors, including Barbara Flynn and John Nettles. Made by Granada Studios in Manchester, A Family at War also gave opportunities to some up-and-coming actors who would go on to national fame in Coronation Street. Look out for Julie Goodyear and Barbara Knox, among others. It's a series I have a deep affection for, and if you haven't seen it, I urge you to make a date every week to relive those days when we all had to pull together with A Family at War. Here's a puzzler for you. What is the second most popular British film of all time in terms of cinema ticket sales? It's the 1945 Gainsborough melodrama The Wicked Lady, which stars Margaret Lockwood as the most stunning highway robber ever to roam the roads of England. The 1940s was a big decade for British film, with most popular British film of all time being the musical Spring in Park Lane, released in 1948. There's no singing and dancing in the 17th century Buckinghamshire, though, as Margaret Lockwood and James Mason rob, terrorise and yes, even kill. Never had Margaret look more gorgeous, beauty mark and all, and the cinema-going public couldn't get enough. You can see why. It's great fun. The costumes are magnificent. Location shooting was done at Blickling Hall in Norfolk, but the source novel by Magdalene King Hall was based on the real-life story of Catherine Ferrers, who rode by night around Hertfordshire, the very county I'm speaking to you from now. I think I'll lock the car doors next time I'm out. But why go out at night at all when we can all stay in and watch this sumptuously wicked film?
Aim low! Hit the horse!
Let's stay with British films from the 1940s with a real rarity, The Voice Within from 1946. This tough crime drama had a leaner budget than The Wicked Lady, but is an absolute cracker. It stars Irish actor Kieran Moore in his first film role. He was spotted by Alexander Korda while starring in a play. Korda was convinced Kieran would be a star, and you can see why. His very charismatic presence as Dennis O'Shea, a smuggler who accidentally kills a policeman. But there's clearly more to Dennis than his criminality. The Voice Within co-stars Barbara White, whose real-life marriage to Kieran would last until his death in 2007. The Voice Within is a true rarity, so let your inner voice remind you to make a time to watch it. My thanks to all of you who take the time to write in every week. I do love reading all your letters and emails. Here's an interesting one from Michael Cliff, reminding us that sometimes we need to separate fact from fiction. Hello, Noel. Thank you for showing The Brothers after all these years. I can remember at the time of the original showing, actor Colin Baker being on a TV chat show and saying how he was getting hate mail from fans of the series for his contentious role in it. Yours, Michael Cliff from Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, Colin Baker played a really nasty banker, Paul Meroni. The viewers hated him for his behaviour towards the Hammonds family. Writing hate mail to characters you didn't like was like the modern-day equivalent of hissing the villain at Panto, I guess. I suppose now you've got all the new media, but we won't go into that. But of course, he was just doing his job, acting. Time for another real British rarity, this time from 1937. This was a time when America's #1 film star was 9-year-old Shirley Temple. The search was on to find Britain's own Shirley. Hazel Ascot, tap dancer extraordinaire and star of Talking Feet, was awarded that unofficial title. Talking Feet is one of those, hey, let's put on a show musicals, and is hugely entertaining. Hazel's ability as a dancer was way beyond her 9 years. She stars alongside some of the great variety performances of the day, including Jack Barty, Davy Burnamby, and the Dagenham Girl Pipers, all of them. Those Talking Feet are guaranteed to put a smile on your face. One of the stars of Talking Feet, Muriel George, also plays a key role in my final choice for this episode. Went the Day Well is one of the all-time classics of British cinema. Made in 1942 when things looked very bleak indeed. This Ealing film showed a bunch of plucky English villagers taking on the Nazi invaders. Of course, the invasion never happened, but thanks to Went the Day Well, we would have known how to deal with it. The film is uncompromising in many ways, and it provides a chance to see Thora Hird taking pot shots at the Nazis, and very skillful she is at it too.
You know, we ought to keep a score. That's 1 to you. Half a minute, now I'll have a go. Missed him. Can't even hit a sitting Jerry.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to my personal choices from the upcoming schedule. The difficulty I have every time we make one of these shows is having to choose from so many possibilities, all of them interesting in their own ways. Let me know what you think of this week's choices. If you want to know more about what's happening at Talking Pictures TV, why not subscribe to our weekly newsletter, which drops into your mailbox every Sunday. If you'd like to write to me, you can get in touch via email at noel@talkingpicturestv.co.uk. If you prefer to put pen to paper, the address to write to is Talking Pictures TV, PO Box 592, Kings Langley, Hertfordshire, WD4 4DB. I'll be back soon with more classics, rarities and plenty of films and shows I really love, and I hope you will too.